Hey, you cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching All Soaps. No, what happened on the soaps? The Bold and the Beautiful edition. Today is July the 4th, 2022. All right, let's get into it. I'm not gonna even hold you. This was probably a 5 or 6. I'm leaning more towards like a 5.5. Just get it in between. But Mike for me was an 8. He was funny to me on this episode. But all right, let me see what I could do with it. So we see Liam and Hope, and he's like, oh man. She was like, oh, I missed you getting in the shower if I had been a few minutes earlier. He said, if I had been a few minutes earlier, I could have saw the fireworks. And so he said, well, who did it? He said, I knew something going on because he said his dad texted him all cryptic talking about Forrester's wedding, and you never know what's gonna happen. And he said, and he was like, what was it? Grace? Was it Zende? He was talking to Hope, and she said, no, it was your brother's mother. And he said, what? And she said, yeah, it was Quinn who stopped the wedding or whatever. So she filled him up. She catches him, gets him up to date on what all went down at the wedding and everything. And he's like, man, I can't believe it or whatever. Did she tell him about knowing about Donna already? Oh yeah, she had already told him that before. But anyways, I mean, it wasn't that big of a shock. Eric left Quinn to be with who he wanted to be, so that left Quinn open to be with who she wanted to be with. Anyways, so then they started talking about Steffi because they started talking about the security at the wedding and how Ridge has he has beefed it up all the way. And so then they talk about Steffi being overseas and he's glad the children aren't there and he misses Kelly, but he's glad she's not around. And then Hope says, who knows what Sheila would do next. And that was it with them, y'all. It wasn't much. So then we see Quinn and Carter, right? So we see Quinn and Carter. And they're still at the wedding reception. Now I'm not gonna even hold you. When I saw Hope and Liam, I said, "Oh, we done with the wedding." And they said, yeah, girl, that happened Friday. It's a new week. Oh, okay. So we see them still at the wedding venue. And she's sitting all in his lap, and they're just so happy to be together, and they can't believe it. And then he says, I should go speak to Paris. Yeah, you should go speak to her. And she said, yes, I hope she's okay. I hope she's doing okay, or whatever. And she says, okay, he says, well, I'm going to go speak to her. And she says, I'll be waiting. He was like, I like the sound of that. Get your butt up and go speak to that girl. Broke this girl heart in front of her friends and family. So, anyways, Paris is in there with her mama, and Paris is in there with her mama, and she telling her mama, he told me he was over Quinn. He said he didn't have them affections and feelings for her anymore. So then Carter knocks on the door, and he tells her one day. No, he knocks on the door and he says, I know I'm the last person you want to see. Baby, Miss Grace got up. I said, get him, Miss Grace. She gave him that little baby slap. I said, sit down, Miss Grace. What you doing? A little baby slap. I know y'all acting, but act better. Like, Carter, take a slap. But anyways, she sit down or whatever, and Carter just tells Paris, one day you're gonna find a man who's right for you, and he's gonna love you the way you should be loved, and he's out there and all that kind of stuff. That does not negate the fact that you use this girl Carter. So, anyways, that was the end of them. And so Paris is just so upset, and her mama tells her, "You're such a loving and caring person. Don't let what Carter has done to you change that about you." And then here comes in they saying, yeah, don't let that happen or whatever. So Miss Grace was like, yes, Zende. So then they start talking or whatever, and he tells Grace that he's sorry about what happened and everything. And then Pat, he says, I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to go home. Somebody said it, I don't know who. And then Paris um Miss Grace said, I'll take you home. Like we could go on home, Paris. And he says, is it okay, Miss Grace? I would like to take Paris home. And Paris was like, you Zende, like after everything that's happened, you still like want to be around me and all this. I can't believe it. And he like, yeah, because Zende just love her. I don't care what y'all say. Zende does not need to be with Paris. Let me tell you why I say this. On this soap, more than any other soap that I watch all four now, but I've never seen a soap where so many people are with the person out of default or out of I'm just okay, I'm just gonna settle for this person. Like Katie and Bill. That man want Brooke. You know what I mean? So being with Katie, like I'm just gonna settle for this. I'm just gonna settle for Katie and Katie. Okay, you know, and then like even like like Hope and Liam. Hope want Liam wants Steffi, and I'm sorry, he does. And so Hope being there is like okay, and then you have Brooke and Taylor. Now Ridge is married to Brooke, but he was kind of over here messing with Taylor. And so if he were to get with Taylor, but he really want to be with Brooke. So it would be like, oh, I've never seen a soap where so many people really their heart is with another person and they just settle for someone else. And that's why I think Zende should not be with Paris. It has nothing to do with I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Paris is not my favorite person on this soap, so I don't care who she get with, you know. But I feel like if she gets with Zende, that would just be her settling for Zende when deep down she wants Carter. It would be another thing where we would see the person deep down wants to be with somebody else. And that's my only thing. That's the reason I say Zende move on. But he's not. They're gonna end up being together if they don't bring another love interest in. Excuse me. And it is what it is. So she goes. She rides home with Zende and not her mama. And Miss Grace, of course, is happy about that. Okay. So then we go back to Carter and Paris, who he says, she's like, "How is Paris?" And he's like, I broke her heart. She's not well, but she's it is what it is. I don't care at this point. So then she and Carter talk about, their first time kissing, the first time they say I love you, the first time they made love, and all this stuff. Just all they doing is getting back to being intimate together. Now the chemistry is always there between Carter and Quinn, but I don't know why I wasn't here for it today. I was just like, y'all could have. I don't know. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it today. So let's move right along. Then we go to did we get it? Did we check all about it? Yeah. So then we go to Sheila, right? And she up in there with Finn and everything. And she was telling Finn, wake up, please, please wake up. So then she gets a knock at the door and it's Mike. Baby, Mike was tickling me this episode. This was the best part of the episode. So Mike is in there. He was like, Sheila, what is it? And she says, I need your help with him. I can't leave him because he like people. You said you were gonna go away. She said I can't leave him. So he opened up the door and there is Finn and he says, oh my God, Sheila, you were accused of murdering your son. You didn't murder your son, so you weren't guilty. And she said, I wasn't guilty in the first place, Mike. I said, now ma'am, you shot the man now. And Mike, yes, she was guilty. No, but Mike, he came back around. He said, now you did shoot his wife and all that. He said, and I got you out. Why are you not leaving? And she said, I can't leave him like this, and she telling him about Lee and how Lee was taking care of him, and then she found him, and she thanks Mike for getting her out of prison because if he hadn't, she would have never found this out and everything. Excuse me. And so then, she said, I need your help because I need medical supplies and everything. He said, well, if Lee was like his adoptive mom was taking care of him, why she can't take care of him? And Sheila said, nothing. And Mike said, oh my gosh. Mike took me and said, oh my gosh, Sheila, what did you do? And she said, I didn't do anything. She said it was an accident. She ran off the, she ran. Yeah, you didn't say how you bumped her off the road. She was driving and I was chasing her and she ran off the road and into on the over the cliff and all that. He said everything is an accident with you. You always have accidents around you. He said I should remember that or whatever. And then she says, it was not my fault. And he was like, just like shooting your son wasn't your fault. Killing Steffi wasn't your fault. Now killing his adoptive mom isn't your fault. Like nothing is ever your fault. Like And he was like, I could get in trouble. He was like, everybody's looking for you, Sheila. There's a big reward out for if you're found. And she was like, well, you work in the infirmary, so I need you to get the medicine or whatever. And Mike is at this point, he was like, yeah, we got a long history. So then they flashed back, over Mike and Sheila's history and everything. And she tells him, I need you. And he said, oh, I could never resist that when you tell me that. And he always just there for her and everything. So, child, I might gonna get roped back into this. But you could kind of see he don't want to. He don't want to. And some of the spoilers are saying that he's gonna actually turn Sheila in. I don't know. But so, anyways, then we see she keeps saying Finn needs help. He needs medicine. And he said, well, that's why his doctor, my mother, who is a renowned doctor and everything, was taking care of him. But you made sure she couldn't, he couldn't get the help he needed from her. You made sure of that. And she was just like, Mike, I need you to help me. And so then Flynn started, I don't know if he's having a seizure or what happened or whatever, but he started flatlining, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's dying! Oh my God, no, 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 he's dying! He needs help." Because Mike told her, "Just go, Sheila, and I will call 911." She said, "No, I'm not leaving him." Or whatever. And so, anyways, Finn is flatlining, but we know Finn is not dead or whatever. I don't know. So she did ask Mike about Lee. Have you heard anything about Lee or the body or anything like that? And she said maybe the sharks got her. Maybe she, drifted off the sea. And he said, "Listen, you need to be worried about yourself and stop thinking about a body." Mike was tickling me today. But y'all, that was the bold and the beautiful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you next tomorrow for a new episode. Enjoy your holiday. Bye.